What if the secret to happiness and a fulfilling life has been with us all along, hidden in the wisdom of those who've lived for over a century? Imagine sitting down with someone who's seen it all: love, loss, triumph, and change, and hearing their most valuable life lessons. For anyone 50 and older, these insights are like a guidebook to living your best years yet. Stay with me, because these stories and truths could shift how you see life, love, and happiness. Let's explore this timeless wisdom together. My name's Clifford, but most people know me as Cliff Crozier. I was born on the 6th of September, 1915. That makes me 101 years old now, though I don't feel like it most days. I came into the world in Birkenhead on the Wirral, Cheshire, and aside from my time at college and the years I spent in the war, I've stayed pretty close to home for most of my life. It's been 38 years since I retired. 38 years. That's longer than some people even get to live, and I've spent it enjoying life, much to my amusement. It gives me a little chuckle to think about how long I've been collecting my pension, almost like I'm managing to pull one over on the government. The way I see it, though, life isn't really about money or even the number of years you've lived. It's about the way you spend them. I've always believed in taking life one day at a time, making the most of what's in front of you. Age, after all, is just a number. Whether you're 21 or 101, what matters is living fully. And a spot of whiskey now and then helps with that, if I'm honest. It's a simple pleasure, not something you'll get on the national health, but it does wonders for the soul. Over the years, I've collected enough memories to last several lifetimes. Sometimes, I like to sit back in my chair and let my mind wander. I think about the people I've met, the experiences I've had, and all the stories that have stayed with me. It's like having a treasure chest of moments stored in my mind, ready to be revisited whenever I need them. I don't just remember them, I rearrange them. I mix up the faces and moments, trying to piece them together in new ways, almost like solving a puzzle. It's a way of keeping the past alive, of savoring the joy and lessons it brought me. Looking back, I realize life hasn't always been easy, but every challenge brought its own kind of wisdom. There were plenty of times when things didn't go as planned, when setbacks threatened to overshadow progress. But those moments taught me resilience. They showed me the importance of standing up, dusting yourself off, and trying again. Every failure, every disappointment, it all shapes you, makes you stronger. When I think of the struggles I've faced, I don't feel regret. Instead, I feel gratitude for the lessons they brought me. I've had the privilege of witnessing the world change in ways I couldn't have imagined as a young boy. When I was growing up, there were no televisions, no mobile phones, and certainly no internet. Life moved at a slower pace, and people took the time to connect with one another in ways that feel rare now. We wrote letters by hand, sat together in person, and shared stories face to face. These days, everything is faster, more immediate. While I'm amazed by how technology has brought us closer in some ways, I sometimes wonder if we've lost a bit of the intimacy that came with those slower, simpler times. Even with all the changes, I wouldn't trade my journey for anything. It's been a life filled with laughter, love, and plenty of moments to treasure. Of course, there were losses along the way, moments of sadness and pain. But those experiences gave depth to the good times, making them all the more precious. Without the hard days, I don't think I'd appreciate the sweet ones quite as much. Curiosity has been a guiding force for me. Even at 101, I find myself eager to learn, to explore, and to understand the world around me. That curiosity keeps me feeling young, even when the years suggest otherwise. There's so much to discover, so much to marvel at, no matter how old you are. Whether it's revisiting a memory or learning something entirely new, there's always a reason to stay curious. But more than anything, it's the people I've met along the way who've made my life truly rich. Every relationship, every connection, has added something meaningful to my story. I've been fortunate to know so many wonderful people, each of them leaving their mark on my journey. When I think about those connections, I feel deeply grateful. They remind me that life is best lived in community, surrounded by those who inspire, challenge, and uplift us. So now, when I sit in my chair and reflect on it all, I feel a sense of peace. My life hasn't been perfect, whose is? But it's been mine. and that's more than enough. As long as I can keep going, finding joy in the little things, savoring a memory or two, and maybe indulging in a spot of whiskey now and again, I'll consider myself lucky. After all, it's not about how many years you get, but how much life you put into those years. Laughs. I really believe there are so many people out there who would be overjoyed just to spend time together. Lovely people, truly, and I've been fortunate enough to meet quite a few of them. My name is Amelia Teresa Harper. Teresa, spelled that way because it's Czechoslovakian. 103 years old now. Can you imagine that? 103. And you know what's funny? 3 has always been my lucky number. Isn't that something? I've always felt like I had a bit of luck on my side. Never been unlucky, not once. Touch wood. Oh, there's some wood right under this table. Laughs, better safe than sorry. I was born in Czechoslovakia and spent my early years there. As a young girl, I lived with my grandparents while my father was away. He was a prisoner of war, and those were tough times for everyone. But my grandparents, bless them, took care of me and kept things steady. Then one day everything changed. My father was released, and we were finally able to join him in England. What a moment that was, just to be together as a family again. It's hard to put into words how much it meant. Those kinds of memories stay with you forever. Happiness has always come easily to me. I find joy in so many things. I love having conversations with people, just talking about life and everything in between. There's something special about connecting with others. Isn't there? It makes the world feel a little brighter. And I enjoy keeping busy too. I don't like sitting still for long. Oh, and shopping. Don't even get me started. Once I go out shopping, I don't want to come back home. Laughs. There's so much to see and do, and the bustle of it all is just so exciting. It's one of those small things in life that fills me with joy. I've lived a long time and I've had the chance to do so much. When I think about it, there's really nothing left on my list of things to do. I've accomplished what I set out to, and it feels good to be able to say that. Life has given me everything I could ever want. It's like I filled up a treasure chest with memories over the years, and now I can sit back and enjoy opening it whenever I please. My memories, they're my greatest joy. They're the moments that remind me of how wonderful life has been. I think about those memories often. I picture the places I've been, the people I've loved, and the things that brought me happiness. Sometimes, it feels like I'm flipping through the pages of a photo album in my mind. I revisit the happy moments, the challenges I overcame, and even the small, quiet times that were just as meaningful. They're all a part of who I am. And even though life wasn't always easy, I wouldn't trade those experiences for anything. It's funny to think about how much the world has changed since I was a girl. When I was younger, life was simpler in so many ways. There were no televisions, no mobile phones, no internet. People took the time to write letters by hand and sit down for long, heartfelt conversations. These days, everything moves so quickly. Technology has made the world smaller, in a way, but sometimes I miss the slower pace of the past. There was something comforting about the way people connected back then. Don't you think? Even so, I've always tried to embrace change. Life is all about adapting, isn't it? You learn to go with the flow, to make the best of what's in front of you. That's how I've lived my life, and it's brought me so much happiness. I don't dwell on what I don't have or what I might have missed. Instead, I focus on the blessings I've been given, and I've been given plenty. I know I'm lucky to have so many beautiful memories to look back on. They're like a warm blanket on a chilly day, something to wrap yourself in when you need comfort. And the best part is they're always there for me. Whenever I need a little pick-me-up, I just close my eyes and think about the laughter, the love, and the moments that made my heart sing. It's a wonderful thing to be able to say, I've lived a good life. At this point, I don't think there's anything I need to chase after. I've done all the things I've ever wanted to do. Now, it's about savoring the moments, appreciating the life I've had, and finding joy in the little things, like a good conversation, a trip to the shops, or just sitting quietly with my thoughts. Life has been kind to me, and for that, I'm grateful. I could live forever on the memories I've made. So here's the truth. The present moment is all we truly own. The past is behind us, the future is uncertain, but today, right now, is yours to shape. Don't let life pass by in a blur of what's next and what if. Take a moment, breathe, and appreciate everything around you. It's time to live fully, to love deeply, and to make every second count. You have the power to make today unforgettable. If this message resonated with you, don't just let it fade away. Hit that subscribe button and stay with us. Let's keep growing together, learning, and making every moment matter. The journey starts now. Are you in?